I just chose my own article I wrote a few weeks ago. I didn't have time to read the news this morning, so I just chose something I actually know about. So, I mean, what would a progressive talk show be, without talking about Bernie a little bit? You need a little bit of that. So, when I wrote this, Bernie had just surpassed 2.5 million donors to his campaign, individual donors, and they were $25 on average for each donation. And if you look at him in the polls, he's doing fantastic. He has what Hillary has, over 100 million in her campaign. He has, 16 million or something. He's kicking ass for what he's got to work with. And so I just thought this was amazing when it came out. This came out the day after the last debate of the year. That he can do all of this with so much less than she has to work with. Like I said, you look at the polls, and he's within a point of her in the Iowa caucus, and he's leading in New Hampshire, and he's not far behind in the national polls. So he's really catching up. For I mean, for the last month, I've been thinking, he might pull it out, he might not, but I'm feeling more confident in him as of recent. Just he's shown more growth, and it's a whole nother topic I'm not going to get into. That I feel like some polls are kind of hiding what the real statistics are. I feel like some of them, they're only doing landlines, they're only contacting, certain demographics, so they're kind of messing with the statistics that they put out. So that's a whole nother topic, though.
Gotcha. Hey, Will, got a question for you. My question would be this. Here we have a 70-plus-year-old man who is somehow connected with this kid who can't vote yet. How does Bernie meet you there and get you excited about politics right now?
Well, for a number of reasons, I'll just name the biggest.
Sure.
It's very personal. I'm going to college soon, and I I need to be able to go to college, and my family is a bunch of my parents are both classically trained musicians, and I think as Ben knows, since he was worked as one for a while at least, you don't make a lot of money when you're a musician. I'm gonna have to find all the scholarships I can get to get to college. So I see this, and I see other people who go to my school, and I know that there's so many people who want to do so much good, and they just don't have the financial means to do so. That's one of the biggest reasons. I just want to see change across the board, and I know that Hillary Clinton is not going to be the person who's going to be getting that done. I see her as somebody who's going to keep the status quo, as Ben always likes to say. I want to see change, and to be honest, who doesn't when they're my age? So.
Understood. Come on, Will. I know you wanted to say something. Come on in.
Yeah, how's the mic situation now? I hardlined and I plugged in an actual microphone. Is this better?
Great. You look like a sports commentator. Come on.
Well, this is Will Cahill coming to you live from Shea Stadium. No. So, I really like what Will has to say. You're worried about how you're going to have to pay for college, and Bernie really does speak to that. Now, what you're going to run into is the opposition when you bring that point up, if you're trying to sell Bernie to other people. Do you know the numbers and the breakdown of how much it will save the American people if free public education, well, tuition at least, is going to cost versus how much we already pay in subsidizing these loans and all the money that already goes out? Because if you know those numbers, then when you bring up that point, which is a great point, public education should be free for all, but then they make that, well, you just want a bunch of free stuff argument. Can you flesh those out, and can you answer those? And
well, I'll hit the free stuff argument first, because that's always the one that pisses me off the most.
Me too.
People don't understand free. It's not free stuff when you're getting it from the government. It's all through taxes. And yeah, I'm 16, but and I still pay taxes. Not property taxes, thank God yet. But everybody contributes. And so you're just getting what you should be getting for your tax dollars, when when you see all these government programs. So I I quite honestly think the whole getting stuff for free thing is goofy. You know,
Yes,
we're spending our money on us, the people, instead of spending it on you know $9 million a day fighting a war, dropping bombs on civilians in Syria. You know.
what I would encourage you to do, though, is look at the hard numbers. Because the big issue for me being middle class is moving to the single payer system, right,
Hmm.
for health coverage. Well, Sanders is going to increase taxes by 6.2% on the middle class. Okay, well, if I make $75,000 a year, that's on average a little over $9,000 in taxes that I pay because the effective rate with deductions works out to be about 13.3%, right? So if it's $9,000, 6.2% of that is just a little bit over $600. As a worker, I pay $40 to $50 on average every week out of my paycheck towards medical coverage. That equates to $2,000 to $2,500. So if my taxes go up by $600 a year, but I'm not paying $40 to $50 a week in medical coverage, I'm actually saving $1,400. So for any of those points, any of these things that they bring up, if you have the hard and fast numbers to counter them and challenge them and bring up Google, just be like, yo, hey, the internet exists. Let's look it up together. Let's learn.
And remember, it's actually for taxes. It's reversed. It's 9% in total, and it's 2.5% on the individual, the employee, and it's 6.5% for the employer. So the company would be paying the 6.5% tax instead of the insurance premiums they have to pay for all their employees, and the employees, the worker, the average Joe, would get a 2.5% payroll tax increase.
Exactly. But
But
the
even
logic is there, right?
but even with that, Solomon, I saw you jump in here. But even with that, doesn't the person save money, and doesn't the company save
An
money as
incredible
well?
amount in every case, and I'm gonna stay out of Bernie because because Bernie and Hillary is my topic next, and
Bernie's
I
inevitable.
vent, but
Okay, so I'm gonna make you hold that thought right there to the wheels. Thank y'all so much. All right, come on, y'all, raise your hand. Who's gonna be next in the